Hello, and thank you for joining this webinar. My name is Kevin Martins, and I am a Partner Technical Architect with the Microsoft One Commercial Partner organization. With more than a dozen highly skilled technical architects on my team, it is our goal to work with you, the Microsoft partner, to help build Microsoft-based solutions for your clients that you can then sell and grow your business with. This webinar is designed to provide you with an overview of several amazing new in-person workshops Microsoft has designed for only Microsoft partners. These are no-cost events to you. They are designed to demonstrate new technologies and new ways of selling business solutions to help you grow your business. My team and I have worked closely with Microsoft partners for many years, training them, helping them sell, and making them successful to expand existing practices and build new ones. Last year, we decided to scale our reach in a new and innovative way. Instead of just a one-on-one approach, we developed a multi-day workshop focused on selling solutions using products in Microsoft 365. These multi-day events were designed to be highly interactive, full of stories, demonstrations, and suggestions about how to use the many capabilities of Microsoft 365 to grow a Microsoft partner's business. Oh, and it's important to note that PowerPoint slides were not allowed except for illustrative purposes over the multi-day events. The results of these events were amazing. Between January 2019 and May of 2019, our team trained nearly 300 partners in over a dozen in-person events across the United States. Partners were amazed at just what they did not know or did not realize the capabilities in Microsoft 365. They were inspired to learn and do far more with the help of our team to help grow their business. With the outstanding feedback and the increase in Microsoft licensing and partner services work as a result of partners attending these events, our team has added even more events and new topics this year. Using everything we learned last year, along with the over 250 attendee surveys received from the events, we have designed a new workshop focused on Microsoft Teams and security. These events are again highly interactive, full of new demonstrations, more stories, and so much more. All are designed to help Microsoft partners grow their business in new and innovative ways. As you can see, we have designed and scheduled a series of in-person training events for Microsoft partners. The locations of each event, the dates, and registration links are included. This slide will be shown again at the conclusion of this webinar, but let's review it. These events are focused in 5 primary areas. Starting on the left, they are upsell, deliver, and adopt Microsoft 365 using Microsoft Teams and security. This is a 2-day event that focuses on the business opportunity partners have to sell Microsoft Teams and security. The second one is Modern Workplace Technical Deep Dive. One thing we have heard from Microsoft partners is that they would like to learn more at a much deeper level. So we designed this course that dives much deeper into technical content. The third one is Driving Successful Microsoft Teams Deployment. This deep dive event is all about how to drive a successful delivery of Microsoft Teams using many industry adoption models. The content here may be applied to Microsoft Teams as well as just about any other deployment your company implements. The fourth one is Microsoft Teams Development Workshops Low to No Code Execution. This deep dive event is all about how to modernize the business processes that people have used for decades without any prior coding experience. You will learn how to design a Power App and to use Microsoft Flow, looking like a whiz and being able to charge for new services you never dreamed possible. The fifth and final one is called Building a Better Desktop with Windows 10 and Office 365 Pro Plus. In this deep dive event, you will explore the business opportunities to upgrade legacy Windows client and server environments to the cloud. With the sunset of support for Windows 7 just around the corner, and close to half of the users out there still using this old operating system, this alone is a very large business opportunity. In these events, our approach to teaching is all about demonstrations, storytelling, and explaining examples of how you can grow your business based on these products when used as a business solution. As part of that, we also spend a bit of time talking about how you can use the collateral that we already have developed for marketing these services. In many cases, we have templates already pre-designed that you, as a Microsoft managed partner, can use to get right into market. Simply use a template such as this to enter your logo and contact information, and you are in market and ready to sell. So look, we know that committing to this type of multi-day in-person event is a lot to ask of you as the Microsoft partner. We want to see you there to receive this type of training and to begin to form a working relationship with you so we can help you grow your business. To help describe what these events will cover, we designed this webinar to provide a taste of the topics. So up next are a series of short videos on these topics provided by many of the same instructors that you will meet at these events. We will focus on the sessions to be delivered in this session called Upsell, Deliver, and Adopt Microsoft 365 using Microsoft Teams and Security. We know you'll find this content exciting and you'll be inspired about how you can make more money and grow your business. It is our hope and our goal to enable you, our valuable Microsoft partners, to grow your business. Please consider registering for an event in a city near you using the registration links provided. This event is only provided for Microsoft partners who are managed by the One Commercial Partner organization. There is no cost to attend these events to you, and meals are provided. The several short sessions that we will review are called Teams 101, Teams First Line Workers, Power Apps in Teams, Teams Voice, and the telecom and PBX capabilities within Teams Voice, Teams plus Security, and Teams Adoption. Let's begin with David Branscombe, who will provide us an overview of Microsoft Teams in the Teams 101 section.
Hi, everyone. My name is Dave Branscombe, and I'm one of the partner technical architects on the OCP Modern Workplace team here in the US. What I want to do here for just a couple minutes is talk to you about what Teams is and why it's important for your business. So you've probably heard Microsoft make the statement that Microsoft Teams is the hub for teamwork. But what does that really mean? So one of the big misconceptions I get from partners and from customers is that Teams is just a simple rebranding of Skype for Business, that it's just purple Skype. But really, if you take a look at Teams, it's so much more than that, so much more than just Skype. Now, Microsoft has been driving our partners to focus on consumption of Azure and Office 365 workloads this year, hasn't it? And one of the things that we want to highlight here is that Teams helps you drive that consumption. So it does have the same chat and the same meetings capabilities that Skype for Business has, and that's great. But what else is involved in Teams? Let's take a quick look here. If you think about Exchange Online, so Teams is going to help you drive Exchange Online. That's because each team, each channel, so this is a team, Redmond Bootcamp team, and then underneath these are individual channels. Now, each one of these channels has an email address. So I can get the email address from this, and this email address allows you to email the team channel itself. So you see here that from my Microsoft.com account, I have emailed the channel. The email has gone into the channel. So we're actually driving Exchange Online consumption as well as Teams consumption by the ability to email a channel. What about OneDrive and SharePoint Online? Well, if I take a look at the channel here and I go to Files, you'll notice that I'm able to save files to a team as well, or to a channel as well. And these files are being stored in SharePoint. So I can open this up in SharePoint, and what you'll see is the same files being stored here in SharePoint. So I'm driving SharePoint consumption. If I go back here, you notice also that I've incorporated Box. So if a customer has Box, for example, you can incorporate these other cloud services into Teams and leverage existing infrastructure that they may have in place right within Teams, but it still drives them toward Teams consumption, even though the storage is somewhere else. This also drives OneDrive consumption. So if I go to a chat and, for example, I share a file here with Christy Klein, this file is being stored in OneDrive. So we're driving consumption in OneDrive. I also have the ability to build in other Office 365 apps. So I can incorporate a Yammer feed with a tab into a channel. I can build a Power BI dashboard into a channel. And then I'm driving Power BI consumption, as you'll see here in just a minute. This will show up a Power BI dashboard. And lots of organizations like to have these type of visual dashboards readily accessible without having to try to find a link. You can just add the link into a team, and those Power BI dashboards are exposed to them and readily accessible. I can build flow into a team channel. And so what I can do with flow, this is where it starts to get really interesting. And flow is not the only tool you can use for this, but you can use these types of tools to modernize existing business processes at your customer. So things like maybe a timesheet submission or some other type of HR workflow, checklists. If your customer has, something on the factory floor that's now paper-based, all these can be automated and tracked digitally using Teams. So that by itself is great services work, and it's also driving consumption of Office 365. Now, what if your customers have end users where multiple languages are being spoken? Well, if we take a look here, if I go back to my original message, this original message was posted in Chinese. So what I have the ability to do here is click on the little ellipsis, say translate, and it translates it into the language of the computer, the locale of the computer that I'm sitting on. So it translates it into English. Now, what if I'm I'm one of the end users at the customer, and I have accessibility needs. So I have low vision requirements. I can go into Immersive Reader, and it will show the same message in much larger text. And I even have the ability down here to play this, and it will audibly play the message for me so I can hear this message being spoken. So that works out really great for your customers where there might be low vision requirements. So as a partner, how can you demonstrate these capabilities? How can you use these tools together to digitally transform your customer's business, as well as driving consumption of these workloads for your own business? How can you get your customers excited about Teams? Well, that's the focus of the 2-day partner bootcamp that we're calling Upsell, Deliver, and Adopt Microsoft 365 using Teams and Security. That's being delivered around the US at about 15 different cities. So you'll see how Teams creates a variety of these new partner opportunities. So driving the upgrades from Skype for Business to Microsoft Teams, that's part of it. Understanding the behavioral and organizational changes that come along with Office 365 and Teams can help you to drive your adoption and change management practices. Talk about that too. How you can leverage Team to build custom solutions and develop repeatable IP that can accelerate your business growth. Yes, that's on the agenda as well. So what I've shown you in just a few minutes here with Teams, this is just a glimpse. It's just a taste of what you're going to see in the boot camp that I'm describing. So come join us at a city near you. See what the opportunities are that exist for your business with Microsoft Teams. Hope to see you there.
Up next is Michael Panzaroli, who will tell us more about the amazing opportunities with Microsoft Teams and first-line workers.
I'm Michael Panzaroli, and I'm a partner technical architect in our One Commercial Partner Group. I'm one of the presenters at our Modern Workplace workshop series that we're delivering around the country, and I wanted to tell you about an opportunity for partners that is not necessarily new. But what is new is the value that you can provide with Microsoft 365 and in particular, Microsoft Teams to address first-line workers. You see, at Microsoft, we've been targeting information or knowledge workers for 20 years. So we've been transforming the way we talk to business. We've been adding value and innovation for first-line workers. First-line workers have a huge untapped potential. There are 2.4 billion of them, representing over 500 million in the total addressable market. And you can deliver an intuitive, powerful, and secure experience with Microsoft Teams. So real quick, who are we talking about when we say first-line workers? So they're first with your customers, they're first with your products and operations, they're first to represent your brand. They're basically broken out into two flavors. First-line service workers are workers who primarily spend their time performing client and customer-facing activities. They typically represent what we call the face of the organization. So think healthcare, retail, food service. The first-line task workers are workers who primarily spend their time performing operational activities. They typically represent what we call the heart of the organization. So think manufacturing floor, transportation, and public service as examples. First-line workers have a common set of communication and collaboration needs, and Microsoft 365 has a ton of value to address first-line worker challenges and scenarios. So let's take a preview of some of these with a quick demo. The first thing I'd like to highlight, which is a big requested feature in the first-line worker space, is the ability to actually accept the terms of use. So thanks to Azure Active Directory, I can require that the first-line worker, before they actually access their shifts, have to accept and also expand the terms of use. Once I'm authenticated and accepted, I can then access my shifts. I see all my shifts at a glance, and then before I start my day, I can go ahead and clock in. This is a brand new feature of Firstline. Clock in, and then another capability is once I see my schedule and if something doesn't work out for me, I can go ahead and swap shifts. I can see who's working that day, and then typing in the appropriate reason why I can't work, that request will get sent off to my manager. I can also grab open shifts that are available if I want to pick up some extra time, send that request off to my manager as well. Then checking inventory, I see that Miriam says that we're low on our DG2000s. When I click the More tab, I can get access to any line of business applications that would be appropriate for my store. In this case, I have a Power App that I'm able to request more inventory. I can request more inventory for the appropriate product, the amount requested, add a signature, and then go ahead and submit that. A great lightweight thing I can do is just send some praise to an employee. So maybe I want to compliment somebody on doing a good job, and in a very lightweight, friction-free way, I can send some praise to Urban. Another capability, which is very useful in a competitive space, things like HipChat, WhatsApp, I can just add a recorded message when you're busy and on the go. It's very convenient to not have to actually type. What you're seeing now is an urgent message or something called priority messaging. This will notify who you're sending it to for every 2 minutes for the next 20 minutes. This is very important in the healthcare space. Also note that we now have read receipts. This is very important in some of our Compete apps. Then finally, at the end of the day, you can leverage Microsoft Forms to send a customer feedback survey. Then finally, what we can do is, say you're at the store and you want to be able to send a message. So I can say, Who can help me with this damaged equipment? Then, using my mobile device, I can go ahead and take a photo, say, of some damaged equipment, and then, using some annotation, I can go ahead and circle that damage and send that off. Additionally, I can add my location. Maybe this is good for a very large warehouse environment, or maybe for other mobile workers that are on the go, and send that along with it. Now I'm taking a look at my managed desktop view. I can take a look at things, take a look at my shift, maybe even click on a shift. I have some things that are separated out by both a manager view and a store associates. You can set them to whatever you want. In the shift view, I can take a look at things like day notes, shift notes, things like activities, and then also I can take a look at any outstanding requests I have, like the ones that came in for the swap shift. Then finally, I can do things like maybe print out the schedule, maybe put it up on the break room, maybe I can export it, maybe I can copy it forward if I have shifts that are similar from week to week. And then finally, I can take a look at my settings. I can do things like being able to set the type of request that I have. Maybe that's the parental leave or maybe vacation leave. And then also on my time clock, I can set a geolocation so I make sure that people aren't checking in from the beach. They're actually where they're supposed to be. Also, as a manager, maybe I want to go take a look at the manager's portal and checking out my Yammer feed, which is a wonderful add-in. And then in terms of corporate communications, maybe I want to go ahead and post a video for stream. I can take a look and maybe send like the latest corporate communications, the all hands video, in this case from Patty Fernandez. And that is a video that I can post from stream that other mobile workers can go ahead and look at. I can go ahead and search on that transcript. And then finally, I can take a look at app policies that I can set. This is really a game changer for first-line workers. I can go ahead and set exactly what that left-hand rail, or for the mobile worker, what they see on their mobile device, specifically for first-line workers. I can add first-party apps, remove apps, or even add your own line of business apps that you create, and put them into that first-line experience. One of the exciting things about the first-line worker opportunity is that it includes everything in the modern workplace. We just saw a collaboration with shifts and schedule management and teams, company portals and corporate communications from SharePoint, Yammer. There's business process automation with Power Apps and Flow, corporate videos with Microsoft Stream, Microsoft 365 powered devices and technologies like Autopilot, of course, identity, device management, security, and compliance. First-line worker provides a new opportunity for you to grow your customer's business. And the best part is that most of the skills and technologies required to be successful, they're things that you already know how to do. By extending your existing practices, you can create offers tailored to the unique needs of the first-line worker. So to see the innovation demonstrated firsthand and to learn about building a first-line worker practice, to extend digital transformation efforts to all workers, come join us at one of our national workshop events at a city near you. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you at one of our Modern Workplace partner events soon.
Up next is Bob German from our team to tell us more about Power Apps and Microsoft Teams.
Microsoft's CEO, Satya Nadella, said that the most strategic developer surface area for Microsoft is Office 365. Why would he suggest that we build on top of Office 365 as a platform? Well, for customers, it streamlines work by integrating line of business and other essential information right into the applications that users are in every day, especially Microsoft Teams. Introducing teamwork into the applications and other processes that users are in every day reduces team friction, reduces the need for email and meetings. It's also a great ongoing revenue opportunity for partners. Long after a deployment or a migration project, customers can continue to benefit from additional application features and new integrations between teams and the rest of their environment. It's also a great way to unblock migrations from alternative messaging systems or legacy SharePoint environments where there may be customizations. Microsoft Teams is a comprehensive application platform. You can add tabs, bots, connectors, even adaptive cards, which bring small pieces of information into the conversation stream. Let me show you what's possible. This is a team that's in the process of hiring several job candidates. And they have all the information they need right here inside of Microsoft Teams. Now, this could be a Power App. It doesn't necessarily require programming, but it fits right into the Teams UI. It also could be a web-based application from an ISV, perhaps being used by thousands of tenants across the world. Let me add a tab. Tabs are configurable. So in this case, the very simple feature is to be able to highlight one of the job postings by putting it inside of a tab. This brings the posting into view of everyone in the team, who can then click on the conversation stream to open it up. Bots are another important part of the application story, and every bot should be able to respond to a simple request for help. The reason people like bots is because they speak natural language, just like people. You don't have a system to learn, you just ask for what you want. They're also really good for mobile devices and alternative screen sizes because texts work pretty much everywhere. Now, I asked for a list of open positions, and what I got back is an adaptive card showing the open positions and allowing me to take action from right here inside of the Teams conversation. Everybody can see what's going on here. I just pulled up the information for a senior designer, and now I'm going to add a new job posting. This adaptive card has a form on it. So rather than play a game of 20 questions with a bot, I can just fill in the information and no need to email the team because it's right here in the conversation where everyone can see. Now, if I want to bring business data into the conversation, I can use a messaging extension. So here I want everybody to post their feedback on the candidate who came through for an interview today. And by clicking the three dots next to the conversation, oh, by the way, there's that position I just added, I can look up different positions or candidates who I want to discuss with my team. Can't remember the name, but I think it was Scott. Yeah, that's him. Now everyone in the team has this access to this card and can schedule another interview if they wish, or perhaps do what I asked them to do and leave a comment. Or they can just look at the feedback and you'll see my comment made it into the database just fine. An intranet can also be integrated into Microsoft Teams. Here we have a SharePoint page, and this is part of the SharePoint site that's underneath of every Microsoft team. So the home page shows me news, and we can even send the news into the conversation so that people know that they should come over here and take a look. This is a group of insurance adjusters who go around and inspect buildings for their damage or to appraise improvements in other new construction. Everybody can see what each other are doing. And if you need more information, get a complete mashup. This kind of solution can also be connected back with the conversation. For instance, suppose Katie, and just pretend I'm logged in as Katie here, needs a little bit of help going to this appointment. She can send information right into the channel. And now if I'm the teammate and I want to see, gee, is this something that I could go do? Help Katie out. I have a deep link right into the tab. So, and it's even going to show me the right appointment. So that deep link could have been anywhere. I could have mailed it. I could have put it on a website, and it'll bring people right into the team tab and show them the information that was all stored inside of the link. Your applications can live in the Teams store. You could sell, ISVs can sell applications worldwide and use this as a marketing vehicle. Or enterprise developers and system integrators can install into the tenant application catalog so that users can access the teams, the applications from the teams within that organization. Building business solutions is more profitable than other forms of services for Office 365 and this kind of work. Why not capitalize on all the opportunities? If you come to our Teams workshop, we'll be going a little bit deeper on all this and showing you what you can do even without coding. So I hope to see you at the next Teams workshop.
Up next is Eric Lee from our team, who will tell us more about the telecom and PBX capabilities of Microsoft Teams.
Hello, my name is Eric Lee, and I am a Modern Workplace Partner Technical Architect in the One Commercial Partner Business Unit. The Modern Workplace team will be hosting a series of Modern Workplace Bootcamp style events across the country in a city near you. I wanted to take some time to briefly discuss one of the sessions that will be presented at the Modern Workplace Bootcamp. And this session is Enterprise Calling with Microsoft Teams. Let's take a little time to explore the four key components of enterprise calling using Microsoft Teams. The first is phone system. The second is calling plans. The third is direct routing. And the fourth is calling in Teams. Well, what is phone system? Phone system, when combined with PST calling, is your phone system in the cloud. Phone system is tightly integrated with Office 365. Users get the voice capabilities they need to make and receive and manage calls, whether they're at work, at home, or on the road, using phones, PCs, or mobile devices. In order to have a true enterprise voice solution, you must have PSTN calling. Well, how is phone system different? In the past, PBXs were typically on premises, requiring significant hardware investments. Phone system provides great controls for IT to increase agility and consolidate management compared to traditional phone hardware. So why is this of any value to me? Simplified management of voice systems and improved agility, reduce reliance on costly PBX systems while transitioning to the cloud, and enjoy easy and rapid access to the latest innovations. The phone system is a set of telephony capabilities delivered from Office 365 that allows customers to extend or replace their existing on-premise IP PBX system. Phone system provides a common end-user calling features on IP phones, mobile devices, and rich clients, along with a robust set of capabilities for information technology professionals to administer these telephony services. IT administrators will see that it's easy to interoperate with their existing telephony assets and plan for replacement of their PBX systems over time. This will help them respond faster to changing business needs. As I mentioned before, in order to have a true enterprise voice solution, you will need PSTN calling. There are two ways to get PSTN calling. One way is using calling plans. The second way is using direct routing. First, let's briefly cover calling plans. Calling plans allows your organization to procure and assign phone numbers in minutes everywhere Microsoft offers services with no on-premise equipment. Also, you can use your existing phone numbers with Microsoft calling plans, allowing you to meet E911 and other legal obligations. Based on the type of calling plan that you choose, you'll be able to call local, long distance, and international calling too. The cost savings with phone system are impressive, but the amount of money your business could save with calling plans is astronomical. Let's take a look at just a national calling plan. On average, calling plans are roughly $35 a month per user. That's $4.2 million over the course of a year for 10,000 users. On the other hand, PST calling using Microsoft domestic calling plans is only $12 per month per user, totaling about $1.4 million for those same 10,000 people. Well, if you take the difference, that's about $2.8 million in annual cost savings by using domestic calling plans. That's an incredible amount of savings. Communication credits are a convenient way to pay for voice services not included in the subscription. All inbound and outbound calls are metered per minute. This allows for users to go over their allotment in a given month. It provides convenience and flexibility to companies while holding down costs for traditional unused minutes. Another option you have for dial tone is direct routing. Direct routing in Office 365 allows customers to connect their SIP trunks directly from their network. Customers can work with their local telecom provider to enable Teams users to make and receive telephone calls. Direct routing allows customers with users in the Microsoft Cloud to continue to use third-party systems such as PBXs, call center, and analog telephony adapters, helping preserve key investments. You may be asking yourself, why would I want to use direct routing versus calling plans? One option would be if you have a customer in an area where calling plans are not available. Another would be to leverage your existing contracts with your current service provider. As you can see, you have the flexibility to pick and choose how you would like to receive dial tone. I would like to note that there's nothing preventing you from combining both calling plans and direct routing if you desire. By enabling phone system, calling plans, and/or direct routing, it allows your Teams users to place and receive voice calls directly from their Teams client. Users will be able to make and receive business calls in Teams while at home or on the road via their mobile devices. Teams provides an easy-to-use interface that allows you to view your contacts, call history, and receive your voicemail. Teams in conjunction with phone systems and calling plans supports the most well-known basic and advanced call features. If that's not enough to get you interested in Teams calling, Teams also supports auto attendant and call queues. You can now create auto attendants and call queues in the Teams admin portal. Auto attendant has support for toll and local service numbers and dial by name directory searches amongst other features. Call queues enables you to coordinate teams of people working together in a channel. A major supported feature of call queues is supervisor listening and whisper and barge. If you had an existing auto attendant and call queues and they were migrated to the Teams admin portal, they will continue to work like before. I look forward to seeing you at the many modern workplace workshops that are being offered across the US in a city near you. See you soon.
Up next is Kevin Martins, who will tell us about many of the security capabilities built into Microsoft Teams. One of the biggest issues facing organizations today is understanding where their data is going, both internally and externally, in an organization and how to protect it. Another area organizations struggle with is how to protect their collaboration environments from malicious attackers. Microsoft Teams was built on the Microsoft Cloud with security in mind at the foundational level. While Microsoft Teams is inherently secure, there are additional actions that customers can take to further secure their Microsoft Teams and Office 365 environments. While Microsoft Teams can be the solution to so many business problems, there is a ton of business consulting needed for a proper implementation. Along the way should be a series of items you, as the Microsoft partner, the trusted advisor for your clients, should be doing to enhance the security posture of every client's environment. I'm going to show you just a few of the security capabilities in Microsoft Teams that we will go into depth on at the in-person event workshop scheduled throughout the next 12 months. First, let's consider what would happen if an account had been breached in your client's cloud environment, and those credentials had been used to log into Microsoft Teams. Once into the environment, the malicious attacker can begin to then send malicious URLs and even malicious attachments to users throughout the organization. Microsoft Advanced Threat Protection, or ATP for Office 365, is often thought of as an external email scanning product, receiving an external email, scanning it, and then passing it along to Microsoft Exchange Online for delivery to the user's inbox. This is only part of what this solution does. You see, ATP also monitors for malicious content with Microsoft Teams, SharePoint, OneDrive, and even in email sent between users inside the organization. Whereas many competing products only scan the incoming email and then disengage, ATP is doing much more for often the same or less cost per user. Let's get back to our Microsoft Teams user who has had an account breach. Here, Megan's account has been breached. The malicious attacker has uploaded a malicious PowerPoint file and has asked others in Microsoft Teams to open it. Let's see what happens as I open the file. Boom, stopped in my tracks. ATP has picked it up and is preventing me from opening this malicious file. Let's see what happens when a URL is pasted into Microsoft Teams. The link is scanned right away by ATP to see if it is a known site that has been reported to be infected. Then again, it's scanned at the point in time in which the user clicks on the link, as sites are often injected with malicious code hours or days after a URL has been distributed. Watch what happens when I click on the URL. Again, stopped in my tracks. ATP picks it up and prevents me from moving forward. The Microsoft Cloud receives over 40 terabytes of information each and every day from over 7 trillion signals, also every day. This mass amount of information is collected, anonymized, and analyzed for malicious activity and then fed back into the intelligent security graph, helping to protect services such as Office 365 and Microsoft Teams. Something to realize is that this protection is not enabled by default. You, as the experienced Microsoft partner, the trusted advisor, must know to check this box to enable the protection. Consider what other collaboration products on the market today have this type of security functionality built in. Consider using an example like this in your demonstrations to your potential clients about not just the many capabilities of collaboration and workplace transformation in Microsoft Teams, but the built-in security as well. It is by doing demonstrations like this that raise awareness with your clients and sets you apart from competitors and competing products. It is through demonstrations, facilitation, and rich discussions where learning takes off in the events our team has designed. We are looking forward to seeing you and your team at an event near you. Up next is Robert Gates from our team, talking about how to drive usage and adoption with Microsoft Teams.
Hello, my name is Rob Gates. I'm one of the partner technical architects as part of One Commercial Partners Modern Workplace team. I'm going to give you a quick overview of one of the sessions coming up in our series of events that we're hosting around the country. In this particular session, we're going to focus in on success or driving success with Microsoft Teams and taking advantage of some of the adoption and change management frameworks and toolkits that we have available. So, when you're thinking about deploying Teams, there's really a lot of capabilities and methodologies that are behind the scenes that make up sort of the Teams experience. And really, at the end of the day, value is really only realized when you've achieved a business outcome for the customer. And if you think about traditional technology deployments, right, we've always been focused on deployment and sort of the activation piece. And as we get into the cloud, as we get into Teams and just the level of depth and breadth that is sort of available in the platform, we do really want to focus in on the adoption component, getting users to adopt and embrace, and then in essence, kind of change the way they work and they operate. And then we also want to make sure that they're really proficient and using the platform well. And that's going to help organizations see a return on investment and really gain value from the Microsoft 365 platform or a specific workload such as Teams. Inside of the Teams platform, there are a lot of components. And just to kind of touch on it for a second, Teams at its core is that green box there, which is the core services. We are bringing together a lot of the Skype infrastructure and technologies, as well as Office 365 platforms and services, all of the rich capabilities across that component. And then, of course, we're sitting on top of Azure, leveraging a lot of the rich capabilities. And then we have our various Teams clients. Now, when you think about working with a customer on Microsoft Teams, there's a lot of potential across the platform. Whether you're focused in on sort of the enablement phase, just turning on the core components of chat, voice, video, the meetings, or the teamwork, or you've gone in maybe and done that initial set of deployment, and now you're focused in on sort of empowering the users by taking advantage of a lot of the rich native capabilities of Teams and first-party apps, the third-party apps that are available in the store, maybe even building in some automation with no-code or low-code functionality with Power Apps and Flow, and really just creating documents and collaboration right inside of the platform. And of course, that third stage is really the extensibility side. What can we do to take Teams and maybe improve process or workflow or communication and collaboration by dipping into line of business applications and processes? So there's a lot of potential, a lot of points of entry where you could get started with Teams. The key, though, is that you're going to have security, compliance, governance conversation across the board, as well as adoption and change management. A lot of these components are going to change the way people work, the way people operate. And to fundamentally get people to change requires that you build a communication plan, you get sponsorship, you really get users trained and embraced on the new technologies and let them see the benefit. And this is not a boil the ocean kind of scenario. You're going to start in phases and you're going to create this as a running machine. And so this portion of the workshop is going to be focused on helping you understand the opportunity in front of you, as well as the opportunity to really take and use Teams to sort of create this long-running engagement potentially with the customer, where you're really helping them go through a digital transformation journey, using the Teams platform, which will help you potentially leverage SharePoint, OneDrive, Exchange, and other workloads across the board. So just wanted to give you a quick update on one of the sessions that'll be part of our large events that we're hosting around the country. And thank you for your time.
Thank you for watching this webinar. Again, this team of highly talented Microsoft architects are focused on only Microsoft partners. It is their goal to help educate Microsoft partners on the many modern workplace products that Microsoft offers and how they can be used to solve real business problems. That is the key to selling these services to grow your Microsoft partner business. Please consider committing you and your team to attending one or more of these events at a location near you. Again, registration is at no cost and meals are provided. If you have any questions, please contact your Microsoft Partner Development Manager or email our team at mwpboot@microsoft.com. Thank you again for watching, and we are looking forward to seeing you at one of these many events in the near future.